Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to watch English news broadcast on the Central Television channel of Dong Nam Province. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, head of the State Steering Committee for National Important Projects in the Transport Sector, chaired the trail section of the steering committee yesterday. The session was connected online with 48 provinces and cities that have national important projects in the transport sector. Currently, the country has 40 projects with 92 component projects, which are national key projects in the transport sector, covering roads, railways, and aviation in 48 provinces and centrally governed cities. At the session, leaders from the ministry, sectors, and localities focused on reviewing the implementation of the projects, addressing difficulties and obstacles during the execution, especially in the plan clearance, and piloting the use of the sea sands as the fueling materials. They also discussed promoting projects to ensure progress, quality, environmental sanitation, landscape, and labor safety. In concluding the section, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính directed proactive implementation of assigned tasks for socio-economic development and national interests. He urged local authorities to hold dialogues with residents, resolve issues related to plan clearance, and ensure the maximum legal rights and interests of the people. The aims is to ensure that relocated residents have living conditions equal or better than their previous locations. Additionally, he called for resolving difficulties in relocating technical infrastructure, particularly power lines crossing highways. The State Bank of Vietnam has announced that buying or selling gold bullion through unlicensed businesses is illegal and will incur penalties. The agency reiterated that citizens are only allowed to buy and sell SGC gold bullion at credit institutions and businesses licensed by the State Bank of Vietnam. Decree 88/2019 specifies a warning for buying or selling gold from unlicensed units and fine ranging from 10 to 20 million VND for repeated offenses. Additionally, the businesses trading gold bullion without a license will face fines ranging from 300 million to 400 million VND. The State Bank of Vietnam requires licensed gold trading units to review high-value gold transactions and submit money laundering risk assessment to the State Bank by July 15, 2024. Furthermore, these units must report large transactions in accordance with Article 25 and suspicious transactions in accordance with Article 26 of the 2022 Anti-Money Laundering Laws and Anti-Money Laundering Department by July 15th. The Ministry of Education and Training stresses the importance of ensuring that the compilation, review, printing, and approval of local education content are both straightforward and compliant with procedures and regulations, ensuring effectiveness and based on solid grounds, given the complexities of the content involved. The ministry also mandates the Primary Education Department to lead and coordinate with relevant units in conducting training sessions to enhance the skills of management officials and teachers in implementing local education content across different regions. Vietnam Education Publishing House and its subsidiaries are required to support provincial departments of education and training, actively participating and collaborating with ministry units in deploying local education content. Localities are urged to continue organizing training sections for management officials and teachers. After each training period, evaluations at interim stages and comprehensive reviews are necessary to draw lessons and insights, providing recommendations to the Ministry of Education and Training for national guidance and overcoming implementation challenges. The G7 summit concluded on June 14 in Italy. In the draft statement, G7 emphasized that the United Nations Relief and Work Agency for Palestine Refugees, UNRWA, must operate without obstruction in Gaza Strip. The G7 draft statement emphasized, "We all agree that it is crucial for UNRWA and other UN agencies to have the capacity to provide assistance to those most in need and effectively fulfill their missions. G7 called on the party to facilitate rapid and unimpeded humanitarian aid delivery to civilians facing hardships in Gaza, particularly women and children. UNRWA, which coordinates nearly all aid to Gaza, have faced a crisis since January when Israel accused the staff of involvement in October 7, 2023 Hamas attack. The G7 draft statement also reiterates concerns about civilians' casualties in Hamas-Israel conflict, the calling for ceasefire and hostage release. Russian President Vladimir Putin stated that the world had reached to a point of no return due to what he refers to as the collapse of the Western model of the global security. Putin also outlined conditions for ending the military campaign in Ukraine. Speaking at a meeting with Russian Foreign Ministry officials, Mr. Putin accused the U.S. of sabotaging global security by withdrawing from the arms treaties. The Russian president also criticized the Western countries' plan to provide Ukraine with loans using interest earned from the frozen Russian access, labeling it as theft. Mr. Putin emphasized that the West treatment of Russia set a precedent where any country could face immediate access freezes. The remarks from Russian president came a day after G7 leaders reached a tentative agreement to offer Ukraine a $50 billion loan funded by profits from seized Russian public access frozen following Russian military actions in Ukraine in 2022. Mr. Putin outlined 5 demands for Ukraine to meet in exchange for Russian ceasing fire and engaging in peace negotiations. The demands include Ukraine renouncing aspirations to join NATO and withdrawing forces from Lugansk, Donetsk, Kherson, and Zaporizhzhia region that Moscow claims. Thank you for watching the English news broadcast on the Night Province Essential Television channel. Goodbye and see you next time.